Kim Jong-un, chairman of the Workers' Party of Korea, chairman of the State Affairs Commission and supreme commander of the armed forces of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, gave field guidance to the construction site for recovery from damage in Dacheongri area, Unpa County of North Hwanghae Province. He was accompanied by Vice Marshal of the Korean People's Army Park Jong-chun, Chief of the General Staff of the Korean People's Army, Lee Il-hwan, Jo Young-won, Kim Young-soo, and Hyun Sung-wol, leading officials of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, and Park Chang-ho, chairman of the North Hwanghae Provincial Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. Looking around the construction site, Kim Jong-un learned in detail about the progress of rehabilitation construction and the project plan. He appreciated of the fact that the whole of the construction site is stirring and the frontline staged prop work is being done well in a military fashion, and stressed that the ideological offensive for inspiring all the combatants mobilized for the rehabilitation construction to the campaign for implementing the party's idea and defending the party's policy should be conducted militantly without rigid formality and pattern. He looked with satisfaction at the villages of the work teams of the farm in the flood-hit area, which have been built neatly to show their appearance as a model of modern farmhouses after completely removing the backwardness of the times and traces of flood damage, and continued, "It was really good that I gave an instruction on building dwelling houses on the principle of one house for one household as required by the farmers whom I met last time when I was here, without taking into account either the necessary amount of building materials or plot-saving aspect, and ratified the draft. It is of great worth building the dwelling houses newly with much effort, only when they meet the demand of farmers, and the farmers say they like them." Kim Jong-un said with pleasure that a fairyland-like village like this could show up its appearance in a little over 30 days, and it is a miracle that could be created only by the People's Army with loyalty to its party and ardent love for its people, and its fighting efficiency will surprise the world this time too. He said, "Sincerity of our soldiers can be seen everywhere in the construction site. Our soldiers, excellent sons and daughters of the people, are devoting all their sincerity to the construction of recovering from damage, with the feeling of building their hometown and home villages. This alone shows well the ideological, mental, and moral traits of our army." Looking at the combatants of the People's Army working at the construction site with an air of satisfaction, he said with pride that it is the greatest pride of our party to have such a mighty army always faithful to the call of the party, and continued, "As it has politically, ideologically, and morally strong army, a genuine People's Army, regarding it as its noble duty to relieve our party of its anxiety and the people of their pain with its sincere patriotism and blood and sweat of loyalty, our party is braving whatever difficult crises and hardships of the revolution full of confidence. Neither any natural disaster nor a catastrophe can deprive our people of their happiness and laugh, as long as there is the People's Army infinitely faithful to our party and its revolutionary cause. There is no force in this world that can break the faith and will of the Workers' Party of Korea striving for its people," he stressed. Kim Jong-un emphasized over and over again to the commanding personnel of the People's Army units mobilized for the construction the intention of the party that called the People's Army to the recovery from natural disasters and the importance of the rehabilitation construction. He stressed the need for the party organizations at all levels and political institutions to further intensify the education to make all the service personnel of the People's Army have clear understanding of the intention of the party Central Committee, which called the People's Army to the great campaign for creating happiness of the people, and devotedly work with the consciousness of building up a fortress of single-minded unity. Kim Jong-un said, "This year, lots of units of the People's Army were mobilized for the restoration from damages by flood and typhoon. The People's Army should regard the rehabilitation from natural disasters as a political work to safeguard and further solidify the ties of kindred between the party and people, and the most important work to defend the trust of the people in the party who wholeheartedly believe and follow only our party in whatever hardships and difficulties, and defend the absolute dignity of the party. All service personnel should be encouraged to give place to infinite devotion and mass heroism. At such difficult time as now, our people might count on our party only and look forward to the steps taken by our party. It is not allowed to make our people feel disappointed and suffer inconveniences in life even a moment due to the natural disasters. There is no work of greater importance than to live up to the trust of the people for our party, which regards it as its noble motto to believe in people as in heaven and takes people as the root of its life. Our party, therefore, has launched an unprecedented grand rehabilitation campaign by mobilizing all potentialities of the country to the work for defending the happiness of the people, and put forward the Revolutionary Army of the party as the main force on the front for restoration from natural disasters throughout the country, he said. Kim Jong-un placed his great trust in the People's Army, saying that it should deeply bear the noble will and intention of our party, raise the fierce flame of working heroic myth and miracles in all the damaged rehabilitation fronts, and thus decisively defend with honor the 75th founding anniversary of the Workers' Party of Korea and the 8th Congress of the Glorious Party. He stressed the need for the commanding personnel of the People's Army to strengthen the grip, command, and technical guidance of the construction with an unusual awareness that the success and failure of the construction depend entirely on them, hasten the construction by vigorously carrying out the speed campaign in a three-dimensional way and with a finish one-by-one method, and take detailed practical measures to thoroughly guarantee the quality of construction by strictly keeping to the demands of the designs and technical methods of construction. The respected Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un stopped at the inundated fields to understand in detail the state of growth of crops, and was very worried about the fact that various kinds of diseases broke out at a large area of flooded paddy fields, and the growth of rice is not in good state, and continued, "There were losses, but the crops cultivated by farmers with great difficulty and efforts all through the spring and the summer should not be given up easily. The decisive agricultural and technical measures should be taken to better the growth conditions by any means. The officials and working people in the agricultural field should not be dispirited, but encouraged and make strenuous efforts to the last with responsibility to minimize the damage to the crops and raise the output. Of course, there are worries and agony due to damages by repeated enormous heavy rain in wet season and typhoons in recent days. But our party, regarding the agony it took upon itself for the sake of the great people as the greatest honor, will take all necessary measures for the people and repay the trust of heaven-like people without fail," Kim Jong-un said, and expressed his determination to powerfully overcome today's ordeals together with the People's Army.